The girl at the front desk got on a Nike tracksuit. It's just black, so she the hostess. She can't keep track of the reservations. She chewing gum. The lace on her wig is lifting. All of this is going on.
Ma'am,
I'm just saying, like,
ma'am,
no, because
ma'am.
no. Because again, fake bougie. I go to the other people's restaurants. When you walk.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, ducks, cats, frogs. Didn't they say dogs already? Dogs, frogs, dogs, platypuses, possums, cows, snakes, rabbits. How y'all doing today? And welcome to the Big Back Lounge. I am your host and Big Back in Charge, Neek. You can find me on all social media outlets under the name ThePriceOfWings. Now, in the Big Back Lounge with me today, let's just say, at one point I really thought she was a catfish.
What?
Because she never came out. I just like, she said, I'm here. No, you're not. I don't see you here. Where are you at? And she'd be like, I'm here. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not here. And then one day I'm walking in Kroger. And I'm like, hey, she looks familiar. She's like, hey, you look familiar. And lo and behold, it is my good friend Hillary who's here in the Big Back Lounge. How are you, ma'am?
I'm okay. I did not know that you thought I was a catfish. I do remember when we met in the Kroger, but I did not know you thought I was out here perpetrating. That's crazy.
Ma'am, I've said you were a catfish multiple times.
I don't remember hearing that, friend. But okay, I'll take your word for it. I'm glad that I proved that I am a real person.
But how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, friend?
I'm all right instead of losing these headphones. I'm mad. I'm all right.
It's okay. It's okay. We're going to persevere. We're going to push through.
Anyway. So, what do you do for a living, ma'am? I don't never ask you that because, me and you have the same things and thoughts about jobs. So.
What do I do for a living? I complain. No, this year, I'm a financial analyst for a company that shall not be named. But yeah, so essentially what that means is being gaslit by all the other departments in your company about things that they bought and now want you to pay for, but have not provided any receipts or reasons why they bought it.
Why did you say gaslit though?
Because they really do be playing in my face, and I get real fed up. But it's okay because that is part of the game. I was trying to figure out what version of myself do I have to be to get you to comply with our rules so that we can pay these bills.
Ma'am, I'm mad you said gaslit though. That is the hardest part of this. Like you just said, nah, they playing in my face. They gaslighting me. Forget all this. Just tell me what you. Just be real with me right now. That's basically what you were trying to tell them.
Provide the receipts for real this time. Like it's just just give me the receipts so I can pay for this stuff.
Yeah. So they be making up receipts.
So I work for a manufacturing company. So we got sites like all over the country, and they buy things from local suppliers, sometimes national suppliers, whatever it is, and they have a purchase order and all that. But the thing is, at the end of the day, as with anything, I can't pay for it until you tell me that you have it. So if you never tell me that these people brought you what you said you paid for, because they sent me an invoice, they want their money for what they said they brought you. But until you tell me that you have it, I can't pay it. And they're not going to talk to you. They're going to yell at me because I'm accounts payable. They want to know why I didn't send them these thousands of dollars, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars that we owe them. And I'm just like, I would love to pay you if I could just get a receipt. So, yeah, that's the simple way to explain it.
Okay.
But yeah.
I definitely understand now. I definitely now understand your gripe. Understand it. All right. So now let's get to the main event, which is the food. And let's start with one of my favorite segments that I made up in my head by being bored at work. It's called Big Back Action News.
Okay.
Now, lately, what's been going on is we have had recently a lot of closings, restaurant closings here in the city of Memphis.
Yeah.
I think within the last 2 weeks, it's been like 7 or 8, and they had one recently as of yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to ask you, what do you think is the main reason most of these restaurants are closing?
I think it depends on what restaurant it is. I like obviously I know like in general people are probably eating out a little less. Um Especially like, when things aren't as tight, it's not unusual to see like whole families, kids and everything might, splurge and take a dinner out. But like I
Right.
don't have kids, my brother does. And four of his kids are typically like, are with him most of the time. He has five and all, one of them's old enough to go to college. And then he got a little baby. Don't look at me like that. They have all the kids. I didn't do that. But anyway, so like but taking out 4 or 5 kids, well, 4 or 5 people, because the baby can't eat,
Mm-hmm.
she ain't got teeth. But like that could be like exorbitantly expensive to to feed all of them. Whereas like before when things weren't as expensive and the price of literally everything, like not related to food, wasn't so high. Like you might could say, all right, we're gonna take all the kids out for pizza, or we're gonna, go here. But like now that's not happening. I think so. That's obviously economic pressures. But the other side of this coin,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at you so close since you can't look back at me because you closed, is that people spend all of their money making the restaurant look cute and they ain't put no money, no effort, no thought, no nothing into the service experience. Now, I consider myself a fake bougie girl. I ain't gonna say fake, but I'm bougie on a budget because I have a problem with impulse shopping, so I have to curb how much I spend at a restaurant, right? So to that point, like so when I go out, don't look at what?
No, I'm sorry. I
Okay,
need to.
so when I go out somewhere and I'm gonna spend some money, because I am also a over tipper on top of all of this. So I'm gonna go out like I want to get, I want my drinks to be good. I want my food to be as good as I can expect from a restaurant. I cook a lot of the things that I eat, so I'm not looking to be bowled over by the food. Like I'm not expecting like, the highest end gourmet, whatever, but I want like the experience to be consistent and quality. The service to me is almost more important than the food. Like your food can't be trash, but even if your food is good, if the service is awful, I'm never coming back. Or
Hmm.
like it's gonna be a long time before I come back because I don't feel like being aggravated with you. Y'all got grass walls and gold furniture and gold forks and pictures on the wall and all of this going on. The girl at the front desk got on a Nike tracksuit. It's just black, so she the hostess. She can't keep track of the reservations. She chewing gum. The lace on her wig is lifting. All of this is going on.
Ma'am,
I'm just saying, like,
ma'am,
no, because
ma'am.
no. Because again, fake bougie. I go to the lovely people's restaurants. When you walk in Coastal, and Coastal ain't even that fancy, but for Memphis, that's on our, topper tiers. When you go in Coastal, they all got on the same dress. It's clean, it's pressed. They got the hair pulled back, they got their studs in. They know what's going on. They're not looking around like, I don't know what time, y'all. Let me go check in the back. Like there's none of that going on. Your waiter checks on you before your glass has been empty for 20 minutes. They coming by like you never need water. You never need another drink. Like if you don't have a drink, it's because you didn't want one. Like there's all these things going on. I don't understand how y'all have spent all this money making this restaurant look cute and your bartenders can't make a lemon drop. I can make a lemon drop because Google is free. What are y'all doing? So I think that like a big part of it is like because money is tight, people are not willing to spend $15-$20 on a piss poor cocktail and salty food, and y'all wait staff got a bad attitude or they're sweet as pie, but they don't know what they're doing. Like, because I'm telling you right now, I'm never going back. Your service is bad. So I think that all of those things are playing part.
You know what?
Hmm?
I was gone a long time ago when you said fake bougie. So
I am fake
fake bougie
bougie.
and fake bougie and on a budget that is
I am
out
on
there
budget.
somewhere. It's out there. Wait, what's that? It's you. You out there.
Wow.
There she go. Oh, there she go. Right there. She move. Oh, there. Oh, she right there. Oh, she out there. There she go. But
I have a
yeah,
mortgage. I have to be on a little bit of a budget because somebody's got to pay these bills in here.
true that you do. You do have a mortgage now. Shout out to you.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, it's different. I feel like it's a lot of things. Like, your part is correct. It can be one of the reasons, but I also think inflation has been one of the bigger things. I've talked to many people that work in restaurants, and trust me, the stuff that they're buying that they normally would buy, they're not
Mm-hmm.
buying anymore because it's going up $1 every day
Yeah.
or $2. Like, I know a wing spot. Nope, I'm not gonna mention their name, but they
Mm-hmm.
buy a big box of wings, right?
Mm-hmm.
He showed me the price what they were a year ago. They were like $88, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not 130.
Yeah.
So inflation is a problem. It's a lot. I mean, I don't think every restaurant closes because of the same thing.
Right. No, definitely. There's a number of reasons going on. I think I just had that rant burning on my spirit. I think that
Yeah,
was
you
part
did.
of it. Because, like, in a city like this one, where, you want to definitely, like, support a black business, like, you want to go and hit up Black Restaurant Week and, all of that. And even when it's not special events going on, you want to go and do stuff with, like, if you're a brunch spot and y'all don't open to 12 and half the stuff on your menu is fried, why y'all don't have no frying oil in the building at 12:15?
Mm.
Little things like that, because where people where I feel like we're part of what helps restaurants succeed is having consistent people that are gonna come back, like visit you once a month. It's hard to establish that when you come in here when it's foolishness, like you don't have frying oil. Why are y'all serving the drinks in plastic cups? Is this a keg party or am I at a restaurant? Like, what are we doing? Like,
You know what? I'm gonna ignore that. I'm gonna ignore that.
okay.
Because where is she? Out there.
Okay, I'm
Where
sorry.
she go? Over there. She out there. Over there. But anyway, I just want to hear your thoughts on that and that rant that you had burning deep in your soul somewhere. Now a lot of people are church members.
Mm-hmm.
Church. Shout out to the church members. So, here's my question to you. What if your church had a food court?
What if my church
What would
had
be the
a
three
food court?
places? What would be the three places in there?
If my church had a food court, we gotta have, like, I don't know how you pull this off in the food court, but I feel like if the Jamaicans can sell oxtails and wolf chase, we can pull this off. You gotta have like a little soul food, situation, because the
Mm-hmm.
mothers are gonna want their 2 piece, white or dark. They're gonna want 2 vegetables and a side. Like that's gonna be a thing. You gotta have that. You gotta have somewhere where the reverend can get him. It's depending on the age of your pastor. Because my dad is my pastor. He's knocking on 70. We gonna
Shout
have
out
to
to
give
Pop.
him some gospel word, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta have that. Now, um, I think I speak for all choir members where we're just like, once the service is over, I don't really know. Like, you got to have something that is carb heavy. I don't know how you gonna pull it off. Like, it's got to. We need like some type of brunch. Don't really be in the food course, but I think a big part of the reason why brunch is like the after church thing is because I have sang all the carbs away. I'm hung. I'm depleted. I need to replenish. Can we find a way? Can you pass me like a pancake or something across this little wall? And because it's Memphis, I just feel like food court or no. I need to sell some wings in here. I need to be able to give me a wing, like a 5-piece combo. Give me a little drink on the side, you know. And because all wing spots usually make a really good burger, we're gonna throw that in there soon. So a little wing spot, some type of, I don't know if how you make brunch work or brunch type foods work in food court, but figure it out and be blessed. And like your soul food fixture.
I meant you had to be blessed in there. That's
Because we want
wild
you to be blessed because you are serving the people of God. He is going to see after you if you see after us.
out there. Anyway, that's a good one though. Those were good answers. Those were good answers. I was suspecting something. expecting you to put a dessert place in there, but you
Mm-mm.
didn't.
I'm not a
So
big dessert girl outside of my house. If I'm eating a dessert, it's usually because I made
this we're gonna get into. All right.
it.
So since like the cooking stuff, what are 3 foods that you love cooking?
um, it's like asking me to pick 3 of my favorite fingers. That's hard. I love all 10 of them. Gosh. Okay. One of my favorites, braised short ribs. That is one of my favorite things to cook. I
Mm.
don't cook it often because short ribs are super expensive, but them done fine, and I love cooking them. They're like pot roast that went to college and got a good job and now lives like out in the burbs. They are so good. Especially like I've found different ways to like, switch up the flavor profile so it's not always the same. Sometimes I use a little coffee rub on my short ribs. Sometimes, the red wine braise is classic, but those are probably my 2 favorites. Um, I don't eat a lot of pork, but if I can get a good quality, like big center cut pork chop with that done with a big bone in it, I do, because pork chops are hard to cook without drying them out. But I got secrets and tips and things to make that work. And yeah, I do enjoy that. That is a good one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then shout out to the Kitchenista Diaries, because one of my favorite things that I learned how to cook from her is the lamb ragu lasagna. That junk that goes is fire. And also shout out to Chef Risha, because she's the one that taught me how to make short ribs. So yeah. So those 3 I think are like my biggest feats to date.
Okay, so now I know what to ask you for. Yes, good job. Good job, me. All right. Now, what are 3 foods you hate cooking? So I know one of them is cookies.
Oh no, I love baking cookies. What?
We're not gonna say, but yeah,
Oh, it's because
three
do
foods you
I
hate
still owe
cooking.
you cookies? I probably do.
Correct.
Okay. So now that it's recorded and I have witnesses, I will make sure what kind was I supposed to make you?
Sneakerdoodle.
Yeah, you know what? And I know that is absolutely true, because I haven't made snickerdoodles in years. But I'm rolling back. Now, remind me, like, drop this in my spirit in like not October, because it's too hot to cook. It's too hot to bake. Now, I live on the 7th floor of this building. My thermostat reads like on a 90-degree day, my thermostat is normally hovering around 80. So I can't bake nothing in here right now. But as soon as the temperature breaks, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Things I hate to cook. I don't have anything that I hate to cook, because if I hate cooking it, I'm not making it. So,
Oh, okay.
now things that challenge me to cook, right? Um, this is known hot take, like a little bit of a hot take, but don't just let me explain why. Mac and cheese is probably the thing that frustrates me, because consistently getting my sauce, like my bechamel, to be the consistency that I want is not like it always tastes good, but I be looking for a very specific amount of stringiness, cheesiness, creaminess that I want. And I want to get to the place where like I can do it in my sleep and it always turns out the same. And sometimes it don't. Like last week, I overboiled the top of it and it dried out too much and it didn't give me the stringiness. And because I'm crazy, 2 days later, I made a whole new batch just to make sure I got it right. I know, it's ridiculous, because I know nobody live here but me. So a lot of times I'm throwing this stuff away because there's nobody to eat it all. I know, but that is my thing. So, not have anything that I hate to cook, because I really actually do enjoy cooking. I love baking more than cooking. I just don't bake a lot because don't nobody here to eat it, and then trying to track down people to come pick the stuff from my house is I got time for that, because people be like, I'm on my way, and then they never show up, and then I have to throw cookies and stuff away. So I don't have time for that. But it helps me to kind of like I have a really like my mind kind of races because I'm a little neurospicy. So like because baking is very precise with the steps and measuring things and stuff like that, it helps
Mm-hmm.
me kind of slow down. So like if I've had a really stressful week or something like that, and I'm kind of feeling a little like anxious or, whatever, I'll just be like, all right, we're going to bake some cookies today. Because it'll make me have to slow down and take those steps and do all of that. So, yeah.
Okay. Make cookies. Don't call me, but call everybody else. All right.
You going to drive all the way to Midtown to get some cookies?
Ma'am, I drove all the way to Mississippi to get some cookies before.
Oh, okay. Well, touche. I would, noted. When it is cool enough to turn the oven back on, I got you.
I'll wait till October. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
now it's time for a new game I like to call pocket watching, where I give you a certain amount of money, put you in the neighborhood, and you tell me what you're going to get out of that neighborhood.
Okay.
All right. For today's game of pocket watch, I have $50. Cooper Young area. Where you going?
Okay. All right. Now, I don't like to drink in Young Avenue Deli, but them wings, you cannot beat those. So, and they fries by. So, that's up there. Also, though, let's don't be in a whole fat ass and I'm spending the whole $50. Is that what's happening?
I mean, you can do whatever with the $50. You can
All
pocket
right.
it for all I care.
So, I need to order the wings and the fries down in Young Avenue, which is gonna run me about half my money, but that's okay. It's worth it. Which is really sad because I haven't had them in so long. I'm gonna have to fix that. But when I walk out of there with my to-go order, because it'd be too loud in there, and I do not want to hear whatever terrible band is on the stage, so I'm getting my order to go.
Right.
And I'm gonna go across the street to Mulan because they got the best fried shrimp dumplings in the world. I don't actually know if that's true because I ain't been around the world, but I'm willing to stake my, I'm going to say it because y'all can't fight me. So fried shrimp dumplings from Mulan. All right, so now I probably got about $15 left. So I'm gonna stop in Alchemy and get me a really good old fashioned, which is gonna take up the rest of my $15. And yeah, that's since I got 50, that's gonna be that's my move.
Okay, that's a good 50. That's a good 50. I've never had the shrimp dumplings in Milan. Only had the orange chicken.
Okay. Them shrimp dumplings is fire. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna add them on to the list of things I need to eat out of there. Now, I have my own game. It's like a fuck, marry, kill game, but it's fried, grilled, or roast.
Okay.
Fried being the best one, grill being the middle, roast being the worst out of the three.
Okay.
So, fried, grilled, or roast. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Oh Lord. Okay. Fried is the best, so breakfast is gonna be first because if I have time to make like a breakfast, like even for holidays and stuff, like my mom is always like, why must you do this? But like Christmas and stuff, like I'm always like, I'm making some fancy shit for breakfast because if you're the cook, there's never anything to eat. Like, the dinner is the main event. So like, but I love a good quiche. I love like core memory. My grandmother's pancakes. She been gone to glory for almost 20 years, and people still talking about them pancakes. And because she got sick and passed away kind of quickly, we never learned how like it's like she could make them just like appear out of nowhere. So like breakfast has always been top tier for me. And I finally figured out how to make them pancakes. Bro, no, definitely. The only thing I can't make yet is a fire like crispy waffle. Roast radish, well, no, I'm gonna figure that out. But yeah, breakfast is my that's top tier for me. You said fried with one in the middle? Grilled. Then cause I mean when else would you eat a braised short rib, my guy? Like you're not gonna eat that for lunch. Dinner is kind of like it's a lot more room to play with. Dinner is just a lot more work to me. Because you got multiple courses, well, or not courses, but well, sometimes depending on how fancy I'm feeling. There's all of this. There's also that because you said breakfast, not brunch. You can't really drink first thing in the morning unless you at a resort. But I don't drink with breakfast. Okay. Now I drink at brunch, but breakfast happens before 10:30. So, I know, unless I'm on vacation. So, but dinner, you got your wine pairings and your whatevers and all of that. Like you can really try some stuff with dinner. Like breakfast is breakfast. There ain't that many different ways to make pancakes, but dinner you can do anything. Lunch, cause don't nobody sit down and make a fancy lunch. And lunch is also usually
Yeah.
like nobody's like, we're going out to lunch. Like, I mean, they do, but like, don't nobody have lunch dates and all that shit. Like, that shit happens in the movies. It don't happen out here in the real world. Um, and like most of the time you're eating lunch, you're on a break from work, and what you really want to do is just either quit or cry and not eat. What you got to rush and do, and everybody's in the
True.
way, and it's always
True.
lunch people. And then I work over there by like a couple of different high schools. It's all them private school kids, and they all in the way. And I just feel like, just at this point, I'm ready to quit. Like I'm just ready to go home. So we gonna roast lunch.
Okay. Reasonable. That's reasonable to roast. I thought you were roast lunch. I thought you were roasted, and I was right. Right on the money. Good for me, man. It was everything else. I thought you were gonna pick dinner for Friday.
Mm.
That was the thing. But yeah, that's a good one. I like your explanations. Good job. Good job, you. All right. What is the best thing you've eaten so far this year? It's almost a halfway point.
So for my birthday, I turned 40 in
Mm-hmm.
March. As no, you're younger than me. You'll be 40 next year.
Yep.
Yep. So I make an annual pilgrimage to New Orleans because New Orleans is where you can get some of the best of almost every kind of food. Like the only thing I had in New Orleans is Chinese food. Um, so I just that's just the only problem. The only thing I haven't eaten down there is like any
Hmm.
type of Asian cuisine. Anyway, so went down there and oh God, I had some Jesus. Okay. So what is the best? I know I'm trying to pick one because I had a bunch of good stuff. I went to some of their typical hangouts like Daisy Dukes and all that, and they were good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, God, what was the name? Oh, went to this place. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. Starts with a P. That's some of the best crawfish I've ever had. Now, I normally get mine from Saints and Sinners, but because I'm trying to sort of this, it's some kind of grocer. I had to ask my friend what it's called. That was fire, and we went to oh one of my never going to New Orleans and not going here. The char-grilled oysters at the Creole Cookery. I mean, like, I can still, they are consistently the same. And what's wild is if you
Yep.
ever go to this place and you sit in the bar, which is where the grill is, the guy that's back there making it, I think the dude is in there every day of the week. He's never had an oyster in his life. Them oysters he will tell you this. He is shucking the dust, grilling them up. I mean, and they are top tier, okay? So, yeah, that, I think it's going to be my number one. I look forward to them every year. I have to have them at least once. Last year, I think I had them 3 times, but that's not your business. I asked why I was in New Orleans 7 times. So
All anybody asked said that's not a bad question to
okay,
ask.
well, one I went for my birthday, then I went to see Beyonce, and then in the middle I went
Okay.
to see something else. It's not important. It's just I was there, and the food was great. Don't worry about
Here's something else. All right.
it.
Do you have a food bucket list?
Oh yeah. I want to go to Maine and have like the lobsters like right out, 'cause that's lobster country, so I do want to do that. I would actually love to travel to a couple different spots in Asia because I feel like that a lot, like especially like the quality ingredients, because we live in a landlocked state, like we not getting the best of what Asian cuisine has to offer. So I would very
Okay.
much like to, you know, travel to those countries and like because I also know that what we get is Americanized because white people don't like what authentic food tastes like. So am I not allowed to say that? Because we can fake that out, edit that out.
Nah,
Um,
we gonna let it fly. Keep going.
so I know that a lot of what we get is like not as true to the tradition of how some of these things are cooked.
Uh huh.
Um, So there's that. A friend of one of my sorors, shout out to Dusty Significator, the best soror in the world. But one of my sorors, her and her husband, they were moving from Nashville to LA. And so in between, because there was like a lag between when they moved out of their old home and when the new home would be ready, they went on a trip through the south of France, Italy, and northern Africa. So they hit Morocco, Italy, and the south of France. And the food that she hosted, I was like, oh, I need to get part of all of that. And I was like a friend that went to the Amalfi Coast last year, because a lot of people, like the touristy towns in Europe, get a bad rap for like how bad their food is. It's mostly because Americans be over there talking about the food's too sweet. And so I want to go like off the beaten path and try like the you know the authentic, like what y'all really, what's your hole in the wall in Morocco? Take me there. I want to taste that. Um, I feel like there's something I'm forgetting, but those are the things. Like, I think I just want to. One thing I do wish I could do is do like a diners drive-in and diners drive-ins and dives kind of trip. But I don't want to be like
Yeah.
guy and be like back there in the kitchen being violating health codes and stuff. I just want to go and eat the food, like a little cross country kind of thing. So maybe I'll get to do that. Let's see. Maybe I'll plan that for 45. Who knows?
Hmm.
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how many cities you gonna go to? How many states? Cities,
Hmm.
states. What you gonna do?
Let's see. I want to go all the way across the country, so I say I'll try to do like 10. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. I like it. That's a good idea. That's a nice bucket list. I like it. I like it. Now, before we leave, I gotta ask the question.
Oh Lord.
I know you probably have it in your chest somewhere too. What is your all hype restaurant? When I mean all hype, I mean the restaurant everybody hyped up. When you went, you was like, it's okay, man, it's okay. So, what is your all hype restaurant?
Hmm. That is hard for me to answer because I don't typically go to hyped up restaurants. I be feeling like y'all be, and just me and you. We ain't gonna tell nobody else. But a lot of times, like the hyped up restaurants be hyped up by the them other folks, and like I don't trust them. Y'all be like, the food is so good, and I'd be like, y'all don't even use salt, so I don't trust y'all. Um, I'm trying to see somewhere
Hmm.
that I was disappointed. This isn't all hype, but I do think that it is unnecessarily fancy and for no good reason. And the first floor of the Memphian, the complicated pilgrim. Y'all are complicated. This is a pilgrimage through this menu for no reason because this food do not slap. Now, 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 the bartenders doing a big one. Go sit at the bar. Have you some drinks. Just go somewhere else to eat before you go to the bar, or go somewhere to eat after you go to the bar. But they make an excellent Sazerac. They make a wonderful old fashioned, fantastic. Like even their signature cocktail list, and especially for them to be a hotel bar, the drinks are not super expensive. It's about 12 to 20, which is reasonable for a hotel bar.
Yep.
To me, very sturdy cores, very quality ingredients. The drinks are amazing. That food, they could just not truly. They need to. I think that another thing that trips up newer restaurants I'm finding is that people try to do too much with the menu. If you don't have somebody in your kitchen that like, if you got a regular dude that just went to regular culinary school, that's fine. Get you a couple of good cuts of good meat on there. This is the South. Get you a quality pork chop on there. Get you a couple of decent, well thought out seafood dishes or
Mm-hmm.
fish, whatever. You ain't gotta make it complicated. Y'all trying to remix shrimp and grits and all that. But stop. The food needs to be good. It doesn't have to be an adventure. Like, I think, and some people are like trying to source all of these, sometimes some of these like special ingredients. And stop trying to make fetch happen, baby. Just serve us some regular food. Just make sure that it's really good and we will eat it.
You have a point there. You have a point there. You have a point there. When was last time? When did you go? Because I think they
Um,
changed the menu in the new shelf too.
at the Complicated Pilgrim, I
Yeah.
haven't been there since March.
Okay. Yeah. They probably. Yeah. It's probably they changed it at this point. So
Good.
maybe
I
somebody
will
new
then I will
there.
give them another try because I've had some good times in there. I just most of the time the first 3 times I went, we just went to drink. So like we were out. I was like, let's stop here and because there was a bartender in there that was really cool older dude named Richard. Richard doesn't work there anymore, but the other bartender we met the last time was also super nice. I don't remember his name, but I remember what he looked like. Anyway, so like I was stopping in there, but my friend took me there for dinner. A group of my girlfriends took me there for dinner when I got back from New Orleans. And I was like, for us to spend all this money, and I am yet not satiated. My God, I'm still hungry. This is now we need to go down to Crumpets and give me a 5-piece because this did not do it.
Yeah, that's bad if you gotta go get a 5-piece.
Well, to be fair, I
Ooh,
don't
that's bad.
think there's ever not a good time to get a 5-piece.
True
If
that. True
if
that.
they
But
sold 5-piece combos for breakfast, I would add that to my breakfast menu, but they don't because they don't be open yet. But if I could give me a little, 3 wings in a row at like 9:45 a.m., I would.
I wonder who can make breakfast wings though.
I mean, wings, I feel, are a breakfast food. Because if you ever wake
Hmm.
up and got some leftover fried chicken in your refrigerator and throw them joints in your air fryer for like 5 to 7 minutes to get them good and crispy again, that's breakfast. That's
Yeah,
happening.
you have a point. You have a point. You have a point on that one. You do have a point. But anywho, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is my good friend, the catfish herself, Hillary. Now I don't call her the catfish in person because she has this little face she makes like, nigga, what you say, and then it's a whole nother. See, she's doing it now, and then now I got to retort what I was saying, and then now I got to wiggle my way out of that beating that
Let's
I
all
might
be
get.
safe. Let's all be safe out here.
Gotta be safe. But again, thank you, Hillary, for joining me here in the Big Back Lounge. It's always great seeing you, having you around. It's always a good conversation with you because it's always funny. Something's gonna have me cracking up regardless. So I thank you for coming in here.
Well, thank you for having me, friend.
No problem, buddy. But like I always say, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching on the tubes of you. Like, comment, subscribe, cuss me out in the comments.
Now cuss
Tell
him
me I'm
out. Don't
terrible
cuss
at
me
picking
out, because I
food.
cuss back.
Don't cuss her out because she cuss back. And then it's gonna be a problem. But you cuss me out, I don't care. I'm used to it at this point. But like I said, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your favorite foodie. And like I always say, your big back ass is always welcome here in the Big Back Lounge. Peace.